chapter 1, verse 28 to 31 of Bhagavad Gita, Arjun's inner turmoil reaches a breaking point. As he stands on the battlefield, he feels the full weight of what lies ahead. Not just battle, but a confrontation with his own family, his mentors, his closest friends. Overcome by sorrow and fear, Arjun's entire body begins to shake. His bow slips from his hand and he's paralyzed by his conflicting emotions. This isn't just a warrior hesitating. It's a deeply human moment where Arjun's compassion and attachment collide with his sense of duty, and in that collision, he experiences an intense crisis. We have all had moments like this, haven't we? Times when we have pulled between what we feel we should do for those we love and what we know we must do for ourselves. Arjun's experience here is a reflection of universal struggle, where compassion is tangled with attachment, making it hard to see clearly. As he sees his families and loved ones arrayed as his opponents, Arjun's heart flies with compassion. But this compassion isn't purely selfless. It's bounded up by his attachment. He sees them not as warriors but as fathers, uncles, teachers, and friends. This kind of compassion, through sincere, limits him, making it hard to act with clarity. In moments like this, compassion rooted in attachment can cloud our judgment. We might avoid necessary actions, difficult choices, because we feel bounded to the peoples and role. But true compassion, the kind that arises from understanding rather than attachment, doesn't cling. It allows us to act from a place of clarity and purpose, not fear and confusion. And now, Arjun's inner struggle starts to show physically. His hands tremble, his skin sweats, his mind is overwhelmed, and his bow, the very symbol of his strength and purpose, slips from his grasp. His physical symptoms are expressions of a mind entangled in deep conflict, paralyzed by attachment and fear. It's as if his body itself is reacting to the clash and his love for his family and duty as a warrior. When we are torn by internal conflicts, our bodies often show it. The feeling of being stuck, unable to move forward. This is a universal experience. Arjun's trembling hands and weakening body reminds us that when our hearts and minds are at war, it affects every part of us. In those moments, even simple actions feel impossible. Arjun's breakdown here isn't just about fear. He's tangled with his identity, the roles he's always known himself by, son, disciple, friend. These attachment to identify cloud his understanding of higher purpose, of his dharma as warrior. He's so deeply tied to the people he loves and the role he plays that can't see beyond them. How often do we let our roles define us? We wear these labels, friends, parents, sibling, as if they are entire identity. But when these roles limit us, when they keep us from stepping into true purpose, they become obstacles. Arjun's attachment to his roles prevents him from seeing his path clearly, binding him to the illusion of identity and ego. And yet, Krishna remains silent. He doesn't rush in with comfort and easy answers. Instead, he simply let Arjun experience the depth of his conflict. Krishna's silence is powerful. Something the most meaningful guidance isn't word of reassurance, but simply allowing space for us to confront our own struggles. This silence from Krishna is an invitation, a challenge to Arjun to see beyond his attachment and conditioning. When we confront our suffering fully, without rushing to escape or find easy solution, we begin to understand ourselves more deeply. Krishna's silence here teaches us that real growth happens when we sit with our conflicts, allowing them to teach us, rather than trying to avoid them. This moment on the battlefield is a turning point for Arjun. He's shaken, lost, unable to move, but it's precisely in the breakdown that he's closest to the breakthrough. His suffering forces him to question everything he believed, to look at his attachment and identities honestly, and to consider a greater purpose beyond his personal ties. Sometimes we have to break down before we can truly grow. When we are crushed to our own limits and when we are forced to look at what holds us back, we have the chance to redefine who we are. Arjun's crisis is a reminder that in our moments of deepest inner conflict, we are closest to self realization. In these verses, the Bhagavad Gita reminds us that transformation often requires us to face our attachments, conditioning, and ego. Arjun's trembling hands, the compassion detangled with attachment, and his struggle with identity, all of these are obstacles we each face on our path. But if we can sit with our struggles, confront them without running, they become stepping stone towards a deeper understanding of ourselves. As we move forward in this journey through the Gita, ask yourself what attachments might be holding you back. What roles or identities are keeping you from stepping into your highest self? Are you willing to confront these struggles and see as opportunity for growth? This journey through the Bhagavad Gita isn't just about understanding an ancient text. It's about transforming ourselves piece by piece. By the end, you will find a version of yourself that is stronger, clear, and more aligned with your true purpose. So join me in this moment of inner discovery. Like, subscribe, and follow along as we dive deeper into the timeless wisdom, uncovering insights that resonate far beyond battlefield of Kurukshetra.